Hello, my name is Samar. I also go by Sam or First Time Panner. Any of those you want to call me, you can. This will be an update for my 26 and 2026, and I know this is very, very late. I mean, not as late as last time, so technically I'm doing better. But yeah, I was supposed to film this a few days ago, and then I realized there was one item that I hadn't used at all because I was focused. I'll get into it later, but basically I had to postpone this a few days. But I'm finally here and I have a decent update actually. Let me talk about the things that I'm switching because again, I am switching products and it's a bit unfortunate, but it's fine. So basically the product that I'm taking out of this project, at least for now, is my Makeup Forever loose powder. This is the Ultra HD setting powder in the shade matte setting powder is what it's called, in the shade 3.0 golden beige. Yeah, my goal for all these products was to finish it, and when I rolled it in, listen, I don't know if I marked this wrong or really what happened, but when I rolled it in, it was at this line. The first update I got down to here, and ever since the first update, and it's been 2 months since then, I have not been able to make a new line marking, so I really don't know what is happening. But somehow this is just not moving. No matter what I do, I'm like making sure that everything's like flattened out correctly. It's just, yeah, I can't, like, maybe I could make a new line marking, but it would just make it look like a thicker line. So anyway, I still want to finish this year because this is, even though it's my favorite loose powder, it's also my oldest loose powder. So yeah, I just want to get it out before possibly it goes bad. I don't know how it could go bad. But yeah, this will just have to wait. Maybe I'll put it in with my next round of products, but I just really do not see myself finishing this by the middle of the year, which is when I'm trying to finish all of these products. So I'm going to swap it out for a product that I've actually been using every single day. That is this is probably a spoiler, but that's the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. This is what it looks like now, and of course my goal is to use it up. I don't know if you can see, I kind of like have been wearing it down evenly so it doesn't look like there's a dip at all, but yeah, this is my go-to pore filling primer now that I finished my other one. So yeah, I was gonna be using this anyway. I may as well put it in this project, especially because I'm not going to finish this one by end of June. And yeah, I'm sure this won't take me more than 2 months to finish it because I already made a decent amount of progress in just like the 2 weeks that I've been using this. But now I'll talk about my empties. The first one, of course, is, I just dropped it, the pore filling primer that was in this project. I also swapped something else out for this primer, so I'm just like moving things right and left in this project. But this is the Ulta Beauty Collection Matte Veil Face Primer. I got this, it's just a mini. I got this as like a gift with purchase Ulta Beauty Collection set. And it was fine, but I did notice, like, ever since last okay, I keep dropping it. Ever since last update, something about it changed. I don't know if it was drying out for me, like opening it and shutting it every time, because it, like, every time you close it, it still fills up with air again. And I think that just dried out the product that was inside the tube, because I noticed it kept getting drier and drier. Like, by the last use, it was so hard to spread it out all over my face. I was like tugging at my face to spread it out, which was, first of all, it's not good to tug at like any of your skin, but especially the skin on your face, because you will get wrinkles. But it was just so bizarre. I've never ever had any primer do that. So sorry, Rosie's here and she really wants to keep meowing. But yeah, I don't think I would buy a full size. Like, initially I liked it, but I don't think I would buy a full size of it because I feel like that would just happen, but even worse in a bigger size. So that's done either way. And then my other empty is also no surprise. It's my contour stick. This is the Fenty Beauty Matchsticks in the shade 04 Truffle. I'll give you a swatch. It's like completely down to the bottom. Like I used it today, but it was the last few times I've used this. It was really scraping my skin. Like it was basically scraping my foundation off. And I could barely get any product. I don't know if you can tell because I've been in the sun the past few days, so I do have a tan. But like I barely could get any product on my face at all today. So this is done. It's kind of weird because I've been panning this since 2024. I bought this in 2023. But then I started like actually trying to pan it in, yeah, I think it was like toward the end of 2024. Tried panning it all of last year, basically could not do it, and then finally in this project it is done. I don't know what it is about this, you just really get so much use out of this. I could potentially go a shade down, and maybe like at least in the winter I could definitely go a shade down from Truffle, and maybe I would like use more product if I did. But I feel like if I were to ever buy another contour stick so specific, it would definitely be this one, and I feel like I would just keep the same shade because it really does work well for my skin as like a bronzer. Like it's not too warm so it doesn't look orange, but it works as a contour. And just for reference, this is how much product was in there. I started at that top line, and this bottom line is where the packaging like started. So that's how much product I've used in the past 3 months. I'm just like so happy to be done with it. Not because I didn't like it, but because it's been such a long time coming. I have a lot of other bronzers to get through before I ever repurchase that. I guess I'll talk about my other cheek product, which is my NYX Sweet Cheeks Soft Cheek Tint Blush Mousse in the shade Nude Tude. And look at how much product I have left. When I squeeze all the air out, it's down to here. This line where it's like gold and black, that is all I have left. I like last time it was to this line here, and I knew I would like that it would take me 2 months to finish, but I feel like I still used more product than I thought this past month. So I'm just very excited because like this will for sure be done. I mean, as long as I don't start using a bunch of warm tones, but I actually don't really have any warm tone eyeshadows in any products right now, and I was sharing attention with this with like a different cream blush that I had in a different project, but I've since finished my uses as of yesterday, so now all my attention is going to be on this, and I just feel like this definitely will be an empty next time, and I'm very excited. And this is what the blush looks like swatched out. It's literally just like a nude mauve color. I'm also wearing it today, but I've been out all day, so I don't know how well my makeup has held up, but I do like the color. I just definitely will not be buying this again. This product I really did think would be an empty by now, but it's not. It's the Supergoop Glow Screen in the shade Sunrise. I just like really, I didn't even bother marking this when I rolled it in, because I was like, oh, this is not going to take me more than a month. I mean, technically I did have a similar product like this that I was working on the entire first like month and a half of this project, but once I finished that I was like, oh, it's not going to take me more than a month to use it, because this did have prior use on it when I rolled it in, and it's just lasting and lasting, and I can technically see through the packaging, but I feel like it's very deceiving because even now it looks practically empty, but I still have no problem getting product out every single day. And like this is expired, which is why I was trying to pan it just as like a glowy primer instead of a sunscreen, but I'm trying to get it out as soon as possible because I want to use some of my other products that are also expiring soon, and this is also just so old that it's separated and like oily. So yeah, I honestly don't know when it's gonna be done. I will say for sure for sure next month, but I don't know, we'll just have to see. I have like 4 weeks until I have to update this project again. Next is my color corrector. I was previously panning a different color corrector in this project, and then last update I finished that one and I started working on this, and I was like, oh, it's not going to take me more than two months to use it, because before rolling this in I had been using this product like exclusively as my only concealer for about a month, and I went through almost half of what was in the packaging. And then a few days ago, when I was originally gonna film this video, I went to mark it on the paper and I realized there was absolutely no progress. And I was like, that's literally impossible. Like, I don't even care if I mark the paper wrong. Like, I can't go from like using half of this product in 1 month to having no progress another month. And I realized it's because this is what it looks like, by the way. Every time I use this, I would just be like using the slant instead of like using it directly on my face. So I was just wearing the product down this way, but not from the top. So anyway, I'm just rambling. The past 2 days, I've kind of just been like purposefully using it like perpendicularly so that I can wear the top away. And that did get me a tiny bit of progress. So now I know like that definitely was the reason I had no progress before. But geez, like I can't believe I went in it, well, almost an entire month of using this with almost nothing to show you. So this is where I was last month, and then this is where I am now. I have no idea how long this is going to take me to finish, but I do still have 3 more months in this project, like at least for this round of products. So I don't want to like jinx myself, but I do feel like I could finish this in 3 months. I'm just gonna have to see. I don't know. And just cause, I'll give you a swatch. It's just like a peach. Oh, I didn't even tell you the name of this. This is the NYX Pro Fix Stick color correcting concealer in the shade 0.4 dark peach. So it's literally just a peach color corrector, which ideally I would have more of a yellow tone corrector, but I still have to, this is my last corrector in my collection, and I was talking to Joe about it. There is one that's from MAC that I was considering, but I kind of just want to look around for like the perfect color corrector because it's not available at Sephora, and I have a Sephora gift card. Anyway, next I have my foundation. This is the e.l.f. Camo Hydrating CC Cream, full coverage, long lasting, dewy finish, broad spectrum, SPF 30 sunscreen. The sunscreen also expired in this, so I don't care about that. And this is in the shade medium 330W. I only used this twice, well, technically 3 times since I last marked it, because when I marked it last time, I had used it an additional time. So 3 times since I last marked this, and this is how much progress I've made. Barely anything, because I'm still working. I only have 2 uses left, but I'm still working on my NARS foundation that's in my Henry VIII project that I'm doing on Instagram. And this has been pretty much my focus. So once I get my 2 more uses on, but I'm wearing this today because I wanted a progress line for this, so I wore this today and yesterday. But as soon as I get my 2 uses left on that NARS foundation, this is all I will be wearing every day. I'm really trying not to wear my MAC powder foundation, which is what I wear when I just have like 10 minutes to do my makeup before I have to leave. Most days I really try to prioritize wearing my liquid foundations because I have like 4 and I need to get through them because they're all like, except for the NARS one, they're all 2+ years old, and I do not wear liquid foundation naturally. So anyway, that's not the point of this update. Yeah, once I start using this every day, I'm sure that I will be able to use this in 3 months, or I'm really hoping. It might be down to the wire, but I feel like I can do it. I only use 1 pump of this every day, but 1 pump is definitely enough for my entire face. And now that I'm finally getting a tan again, this won't be too dark for me, because this past winter I was so incredibly pale. I think it was some health issues. But this was just so dark for me that I didn't even want to use it anyway. And then finally I have my e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set setting spray, and I had marked it like originally last month. It was I don't know if you can see it, but the line was like right here. And then when I was going to film this a few days ago, it was at this line here. And now I've already used this much more product, so it is now down to here. Of course, I'm gonna finish this by next time. This is just so easy to use for me because like the nature of the nozzle, just a lot comes out per spray. And I have to use a lot of spray, especially when I use that that MAC powder foundation, because this is the like new formulation of the MAC powder foundation, and it is not good. It looks so gross and dry on my face that I have to spray my face like 20 times and then it still doesn't even look good. But I'm getting through this very, very quickly. I think that's all for this update at this point. I don't even know because I didn't look at my notes beforehand, but I think that is everything that I had to update you on for now. So another where is it, another 2 empties that I will be you'll be seeing these again when I film. I'm actually gonna film it this time, my makeup recap in a few days, where I talk about all my empties and purchases. But at least for this project, next time 100% this will be done. I just know it. Also the setting spray, and then the blush. Like I would be very surprised, I mean my judgment is not that good, but I would be very surprised if my liquid blush was not done by next update, because this is pretty much going to be the blush that I'm using every single day until next time. So 4 weeks of just this, I can definitely get this out. And then that just leaves these 2, which I'm hoping I can finish by the end of June. But until next time, I just hope you have an amazing day, an amazing April, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.